like spooky, horror, and everything scary, you've come to the right place. What's up, YouTube Zero here, and today I have a battle of the horror mystery boxes, the BAM Horror versus Zobie Fright for June of 2023. I'm going to be pitting the BAM Horror from May 2023 against the Zobie Fright from June of 2023. Now, the reason why I do BAM from May and Zobie from June is both of these boxes are delivered at the same time. The May box of BAM is delivered the first week of the next month, and then Zobie's June is delivered the first week of the month, which is why I'm pitting BAM Horror May 2023 versus Zobie Fright of June 2023. Now, before I get into it, if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more mystery box unboxing content. Let's get into this comparison and see which box comes out on top for June of 2023. I have done this comparison 3 times before, and Zobie holds a slight lead at 2 months to 1. So can BAM make the comeback and tie it up, or is Zobie going to start expanding on their lead? What I'll do is I will compare each of these boxes in respective categories. So pin, art print, autograph. I will do a rating of both of the items side by side, and at the end of the video I will tally up the point totals for each of the boxes and crown a winner for this month. Without further ado, let's start by getting into the pins. So for my Zobie Fright and for my BAM Horror, these are my 2 pins. We have the Slumber Party Massacre. This is my BAM. The Slumber Party Massacre 2 pin for the BAM Horror, while I have The Thing from Zobie Fright. Now, I am comparing the items that I got in my boxes, so there could be a little bit of variation depending upon the box you get, but these are the items I get. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to compare the artistry, the movie, and just my general feel towards which is a better item, or looks better, looks cooler, is from a better movie. So for both of these, let's take a look at our items up close. I will start with our BAM Horror. Now, this is from Slumber Party Massacre 2. This does look like a cool item. Slumber Party, the series, was actually done in the late 80s, early 90s. There are about 3 movies. This is from Slumber Party Massacre 2. I'll be honest, this isn't a movie that I've ever seen, so I'm going to go back and watch it at some point. It does look like a cool pin, though. You see a dude with a guitar, probably the main villain who massacres people, so that's actually a really cool pin. The other variants are actually just of this guy, so that is what you're getting. Just different variations. Mine's the normal one. I don't see a glitter. That is one of the variations from your BAM. So a cool pin, but nothing special. It's not a movie that's newer. It's not as much of a cult classic. I know I've heard of it, but it's never been a movie that I've seen. Now we go over to our Zobie Fright. And I got the limited edition one. There are 2 variants, and I got the limited edition one of 100, which is the rarer one. This is from The Thing, which is more of a classic than Slumber Party Massacre. This is actually a really cool pin, and again, this is from a cult classic. This is a movie that if you're in horror, you've probably seen it, and if you haven't, it's one that's going to be high on your list because it is a classic that's well known in the genre. So let's take a look at these 2 side by side and assign a ranking. So we got The Thing and our Slumber Party Massacre. Both are actually really well done artistry, so I'm not going to knock on either of these. Both you can look at, and I'm assuming if you know the movie, of course, I don't know Slumber Party Massacre. If you know the movie, you're probably going to know what this is from, and of course, if you've seen The Thing, you're going to know that this is a Thing pin. So both are nice items. However, Again, the Thing is a little more of a classic. It's a little more well-known, even though it is a movie that's older, around the same time as Slumber Party Massacre. If I'm willing to bet, if you've only seen one of these movies, you've probably seen The Thing over Slumber Party Massacre 2. I do like The Thing pin better than the Slumber Party Massacre 2, so for that reason, I'm actually going to give The Thing pin a 7, and I'm going to give the Slumber Party Massacre just a 4. It's not as well-known of a movie. I like The Thing better. It's more of a well-known cult classic, and I like the look of it better. It's just a creepier pin, and that's what we're going for when we're looking for the horror fright genre. We're looking for something that's creepy. I want to put it on my pin board and say, yeah, this is creepy. That's what I want. Now let's talk about the second item, the BAM prop versus the Zobie wearable item. Typically it's a wearable item. In this box it's not a wearable item, but let's talk about the Zobie first. We're gonna have a Children of the Corn tote bag. Now this is the design, pretty straightforward. You know it's Children of the Corn, even though if you haven't seen any of the Children of the Corn movies, it tells you that it's Children of the Corn. You have to read a little bit into it. Children of the, and then there's a corn, so you know it is Children of the Corn. And it says, he who walks behind the rows. It's a pretty simplistic design, pretty straightforward. That's it. That's it on the tote bag. Even if you look on the back, there is nothing there. So it is decent and it's a usable item, but the design feels lacking. It just doesn't do it for me. I would have liked a little bit more of an intricate design. It just feels like it's not thought out as much. You can see that there are some children in the corn stalks back here if you really do look up close. But other than that, it just doesn't feel as well done. It would have been cool to have a design on this side and a design on this side. I know typically on the t-shirts they only put a design on the front, but this just doesn't feel as well thought out. I would have liked something a little bit more than what we got here. It's an okay item though if you're a fan of Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn is a well-known franchise. It's been in the horror industry for forever. Even if you haven't seen the movies, you know of it. And they either did a remake or they're coming out with a remake soon. I forget, I haven't seen it if it has come out yet. But I will watch it eventually, whether when it gets out or if it's come out. I'll see it at some point. Now let's talk about the prop from the BAM box. And we have an Ash versus Evil Dead. I call it dagger, knife, whatever you want to call it. I'd say dagger. But this is actually really cool. Something that you can hang up on a wall. I even made a mention when I was doing the unboxing for the BAM box that you could use this as a letter opener. It's not very sharp, so you're not going to be able to cut much with it, but you can utilize it as a letter opener if you want to make this into a usable item. However, this movie prop, just stunning. It looks really cool. Ash vs. Evil Dead is a great franchise. The Evil Dead franchise is an awesome franchise. They just came out with Evil Dead Rise, and they have the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series. They have the Evil Dead classic movie, then the remake of it. They have a ton of great movies in this franchise, and this franchise isn't going away anytime soon. They've been doing a lot of great stuff, especially recently. So this is a fantastic item for this movie prop. So let's compare these two. Now, I'm not gonna knock BAM for having a prop over a usable item because it's their thing. I'm not gonna detract from that, but I'm gonna compare them. All right. So let's take a look. This, it just lacks a little bit for me. While the movie is very well known, it's big in the horror industry, Children of the Corn, this design just lacks a little bit for me. It just feels a little lazy. They could have done more for this design. You have this Ash vs. Evil Dead prop, and this thing is just really cool. You're taking a look at it, you're like, wow, this design is intricate. Even if you don't know the Evil Dead franchise or Ash vs. Evil Dead, this is still cool. This is still something that you could put up and be like, yeah, I got this. Put it in your display case and be like, this is cool as anything. So let's give a ranking. This, I'm going to give this an 8. This is actually a really cool item, which I'm digging. I love the idea of this being used as a letter opener because it does make it a little bit more usable, but also displaying this as it looks really cool. The Children of the Corn, it's a nice franchise and it is a usable item, but the usableness of the item isn't going to weigh into my decision. It just feels lazy for me as a design. Children of the Corn, again, a good franchise, not one that I'm going to be over the moon about, but it's a decent item. Even though the design is lazy, I'm going to give it a 5. So, Bam takes this category. We had the pin category go to Zobie, and then Bam taking the second category. Let's move on to our third category, the art print. Y'all aren't going to be disappointed by either of these. We have two very well-known franchises, at least at this point. We have Creepshow from Zobie, and we have X from the X franchise, I guess you could say, or the Bam box. But X and then Creepshow. Creepshow has been around for a while. Not only did they do that series way back when, but they also came out with a new one, which is really cool. And just look at the print, it's absolutely stunning. X is a new series that really just took it by surprise. Who knew that X was going to be a fantastic franchise? The movie came out, and then within a year, they came out with Pearl, and now within another year, they're going to come out with the Maxine movie. So both are fantastic items. The X that I got from the Bam box is actually the limited edition one. I got 4 out of 150. And the Creepshow just looks absolutely stunning. It's the only one you could get from the Zobie box. But just look at the artwork. I apologize about the reflection, but just look at the artwork on that. It's absolutely fantastic, and the colors are great from Zobie. And then we take a look at X, and this just has a ton. You have the big letter here, so if somebody doesn't know what movie this is from, they now know. It has Dying to Show You a Good Time. It is written and directed by T. West. This just looks stunning as well. You have the couple of main actresses in there, the protagonist and the antagonist, and this is a stunning item. So both of these are really cool items. I don't have a knock on either of these. There's not one I prefer over the other. Creepshow is a franchise that's been around for a while. They've come out with new Creepshow media. X just came out, but is doing big things and is continuing on with Ty West. And it's been a great franchise so far with X and Pearl. I don't have a knock on either of these. So for that reason, I'm giving both of these a 10. They are just absolutely fantastic items, and I love both of these. So now on to our last category, and that's going to be kind of what a lot of people consider the bread and butter of the two boxes, the autograph category. So the autograph, let's get into it and talk about our autographs from each of the two boxes. So for Zobie, we're actually going to have Jill Whitlow, and if you couldn't tell, it's from Night of the Creeps. Now, on the other side from Bam, we're going to have Linnea Quigley, who does do a lot of autographs. She's known as a scream queen in the B-rated horror scene. Let's analyze both the autographs and the media that they're on, because that's important as well when we are judging the two items. First, I want to talk about our Jill Whitlow on our Night of the Creeps. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I really enjoy the poster-esque style prints. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to always take away from the items that aren't poster-esque, but the reason why I enjoy the poster-esque style is because even if you don't like the autograph or you don't know who the autograph is of, this is still an item. If it's a poster style or at least a cool art print, you can hang it up. And that's what this Night of the Creeps does for me. While if you told me that Jill Whitlow was standing right in front of me, I would tell you or ask you, who's that? But at the end of the day, this print just looks absolutely stunning. You see how it looks. It looks amazing. And Jill Whitlow even signed it saying that she's Cynthia. But it looks really cool. It's a poster of an awesome horror movie that you can say, yeah, that looks really cool. You can hang it up in your horror room and say, yeah, that looks awesome. And it's autographed. That's even great. Then we look at the Linnea Quigley. And honestly, I said this when I unboxed the BAM box. I assume my laptop is doing nice things because this picture looks a lot grainier when I'm looking at it in person than when y'all are actually looking at it through my camera, which is really weird. But anyway, it looks really grainy. It's just not a great pick. Of course, BAM has a lot of different variations that they have their actor or actress to sign on, but I'm not a huge fan of the print that they have here. And I'm looking on my screen at the cheat sheet from Bambox, and I don't like a lot of the pictures that they chose in this scenario. So now let's give these a ranking. And how my ranking is going to work is, one, I did look online to see what each of these two actresses' autographs are going for. I'm going to factor that in. I'm going to factor the picture that they're on, and I'm going to factor their careers into it as well. So Night of the Creeps, Jill Whitlow. First, y'all already know this poster-esque style is absolutely stunning. It's amazing. It's something, even if you don't know Night of the Creeps, if you don't know Jill Whitlow, it just looks cool. It's something that you can say, yeah, I can hang that up. I don't know Night of the Creeps. I don't know Jill Whitlow, but it's cool enough for me to hang in my horror room or on the wall. On the other side, we have Linnea Quigley, which the autograph stands out. It's really easy to read. However, the picture isn't great. Again, I said it looks grainy from me just looking at it. I don't know what movie this is from just by staring at this. This, I know. It's Night of the Creeps. This, I have no idea. Is she a zombie? Is she just wandering a cemetery? I have no idea. I can barely tell. She looks like a zombie in this, but maybe she's not. Maybe she's just horrified of something. Maybe she's an alien. I have no idea. So it's making me guess a little bit. Now, looking up these two, Jill Whitlow doesn't have a lot. I looked on eBay. Jill Whitlow doesn't have a lot of stuff on eBay, but the stuff I was seeing on eBay kind of went as low as like 50 and up to 100-ish. Not saying that people are going to pay that. It's just that's what people were listing her autograph for. Linnea Quigley, what I've seen out of comments on my channel and what I've seen on eBay, I've seen some of her autographs be as low as like 30 bucks on eBay and maybe as high as like 60, maybe a little bit more. I didn't do a ton of research. I was just doing a quick search on eBay, but I did see them pretty low. And also from what I've read from other fans, she signs a lot. So her autograph is out there a lot. It was really available on eBay if you really wanted to get her autograph. So for all of those reasons, I'm going to give a slight edge to the Jill Whitlow. I am going to give Jill Whitlow a 6 out of 10. And I'm going to give our Linnea Quigley a 3 out of 10. So if I did my math correctly, hopefully I did, seems like Zobie is taking another month at 28 points to 25 of Bam Box. But let me know in the comments section what you thought of these two boxes. Is your winner Bam, or are you with me and the winner was Zobie? I'm curious to know in the comments section. Let's talk anything horror. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, stay spooky. Peace.